Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we explore the timeless wisdom of The Complete Kama Sutra, a detailed translation of the ancient Indian manual on love, sex, and living a fulfilling life. Originally compiled in the 4th century, the Kama Sutra, written by the renowned scholar Vātsyāyana, is not only about physical intimacy, but also about the art of living and the various aspects of pleasure, spanning from the sensual to the spiritual. This translation by Alain Danielou, a French historian and expert in Indian culture, presents Vātsyāyana's work through the lens of an enthusiast who has dedicated many years to understanding India's diverse philosophies and traditions. Danielou's scholarly background and profound respect for the original text shine through this compendium, offering readers a complete and nuanced understanding of an often misinterpreted masterpiece. The Complete Kama Sutra is especially engaging for history aficionados who revel in the rich tapestries of ancient civilizations, as well as for contemporary lovers seeking ancient wisdom and guidance in matters of intimacy and pleasure. Additionally, those intrigued by the intersection of erotica and philosophy will find this book a captivating read, providing insights into how sexuality has been revered as an essential part of human experience across different times and cultures. Whether you're here to rediscover the art of love or to satiate your curiosity about historical perspectives on human relationships, this book is a profound journey into one of history's most fascinating guidebooks on living life to its fullest, in and out of the bedroom. Join us as we unravel the complex, enlightening, and often surprising teachings of the Kama Sutra, distilled into a concise 20-minute revelation. The Complete Kama Sutra, the first unabridged modern translation of the classic Indian text. Introduction. Explore the depths of desire with the Kama Sutra's timeless teachings. You may think you know what the Kama Sutra is all about. Perhaps you see it as an anthology of exotic, contorted sexual positions meant solely for bedroom gymnastics. However, to only perceive it as such is to miss the full scope of this ancient text's beauty and insight. Indeed, the Kama Sutra delves into the intricate world of love and carnal pleasure, extending far beyond the act of sex. This historical gem from India's rich cultural tapestry offers guidance on the role of physical intimacy in life, encompassing everything from the art of courtship to the nuanced behaviors between partners. It is a holistic manual on living a life that embraces sexuality, affection, and marital duties. While some remarks in the Kama Sutra may strike us as outdated, its progressive moments resonate with a surprisingly contemporary echo. Yes, this script may touch upon some explicit content. That's where the manual's frankness comes into play. In this narrated journey, we'll uncover the distinctive nature of human sexuality compared to the animal kingdom, the appropriate timing to consummate a marriage, and an overview of the sexual practices sanctioned by the Kama Sutra. Part 1. Unlocking the sensual wisdom from millennia past with the enigmatic Kama Sutra. Through the shifting sands of time, certain truths retain their appeal and influence. One such enduring beacon comes from the heart of 4th century India, a text that transcends the ordinary to become a celebrated guide on the rich and complex world of sensual delight, the Kama Sutra. Often shrouded in whispers and concealed snickers, the Kama Sutra's fame, or infamy, lies in its uncensored exploration of sexual pleasure. Nonetheless, it would be a disservice to narrowly cast this tome as merely a catalogue of erotic exploits. The existence of sex as a foundational element of human life is something the Kama Sutra confronts with stark openness, reminding us that the dance of creation is an innate part of our essence. Here's an insight for contemplation. The Kama Sutra isn't merely a repository of sexual positions. It's a guidebook to a life enriched with sensual fulfillment. The origins and historical threads of the Kama Sutra are shrouded in mystery. Commonly linked to the scholar Vātsyāyana, believed to have lived during or before the 4th century CE. This timeless manuscript is a mosaic, pieced together from an assortment of ancient writings. When it first reached English-speaking readers in the late 19th century, the Kama Sutra was pruned to fit Victorian sensibilities, yet it still captivated imaginations worldwide. The rendition by Alain Danielou, released more than a century later, offers a translation striving to capture the original's essence. That said, even Danielou's work has stirred debate over its veracity, and it is this edition, with its accompanying commentaries, from which we cull insights. Danielou's text is enriched by the inclusion of the Jayamangala by Yashodhara, a 12th century scholar, and Devadatta Shastri's 20th century interpretation, which sheds light on the enduring lessons of the Kama Sutra. Together, the primary text and its annotations paint an evocative picture of an erotically charged life in ancient India, complete with sexual pursuits and emotional entanglements. Not all of the Kama Sutra's contents resonate with contemporary experiences. Archaic references to courtesans and harems stir curiosity but little relevance, and discussions of physical marking in intimate exchanges bear different meanings in today's context. In sharing this account with you, we aim to offer more than just a glimpse into the provocative pages of the Kama Sutra. Consider it an invitation to a feast for the senses, a sampling of an age-old wisdom that celebrates the full spectrum of human sensuality. Part 2. Understanding the fusion of the physical and spiritual in human sexuality. In the grand tapestry of existence, we encounter the trinity of life's pursuits: virtue, prosperity, and pleasure. It's within this triad that Vātsyāyana positions Kama, transcending a mere pursuit and presenting it as a cornerstone of human experience. Kama, the pleasure principle of our senses, including the realms of affection and sexuality, requires judicious navigation. It's a primal force shared by all creatures, but in humans, it intertwines with the spiritual, igniting a transcendent power within our grasp. Here lies the crucial insight. While sexuality is a shared biological instinct across the animal kingdom, it is within humanity that it assumes a grandeur of spiritual significance. Vātsyāyana asserts that just as sustenance nourishes the body, sexual interaction is essential for our lineage to persist. Yet he warns of the delicate dance between indulgence and restraint. Unchecked, our carnal desires can spiral toward misfortune, hence the significance of early exposure to the Kama Sutra as a guiding beacon, not for premature application but for informed discretion in due time. The text proposes that during youth, individuals, irrespective of gender, should immerse themselves in the 64 arts, a curriculum spanning the creative, practical, and aesthetic domains, from dance to craftsmanship. Adult life, as envisioned by Vātsyāyana, should be an era of enjoying these fine arts, particularly for those immersed in affluence. He sketches the lifestyle of an ideal, well-versed town dweller, the embodiment of the Kama Sutra's wisdom, luxuriating in life's finer things. Such an individual's abode is a sanctuary of comfort, adorned with private quarters, verdant gardens, and intimate sanctuaries dedicated to sleep and passion. Regular ablutions and massages are part of his routine, as is the enjoyment of refined pastimes, including training avian companions and indulging in strategic contests. Social evenings brim with warm discourse, accompanied by a symphony of wine, melodies, and aromatic pleasures. As night falls, the day's sensory journey culminates in the sanctuary of the bedroom, where the dance of intimacy ensues, uniting two beings in the hallowed embrace envisioned by the Kama Sutra. Part 3. Navigating the art of partnership as reflected in the ancient guide of the Kama Sutra. The quest for a suitable partner is a theme as timeless as love itself, and the ancient Kama Sutra offers its wisdom on the matter, predominantly from a masculine lens. So, what advice does this guide have about the pursuit of love? The quintessential consort for a man of stature and culture, according to the Kama Sutra, is depicted as youthful, of respected lineage, well-educated, and untouched. Compatibility extends beyond social standing to more practical concerns, such as shared passions and comparable economic status. And the Kama Sutra does not shy away from physicality. It categorizes men and women by the size of their sexual anatomy, advocating for unions of compatible dimensions, as these were believed to influence broader physical traits. While the Kama Sutra acknowledges various forms of relationships, it does place an idealized, monogamous, and virtuous union at its pinnacle. The pursuit and securing of such a match is recognized as an intricate dance. Here's the key takeaway. The pursuit of the perfect match in the era of the Kama Sutra was as nuanced and complex as it is in our modern world. Imagine a potential couple, having shared their childhood, partaking in innocent games, and mutually nurturing a bond over time. This familiarity could blossom into affection as they exchange thoughtful gifts, partake in culinary ventures, and delve into stories filled with longing. Step by careful step, intimacy weaves into their growing rapport. Seduction begins with the tenderness of a clasped hand, the sharing of sensuous artwork, and heartfelt confessions of desire and aspirations. However, the traditions dictate that the woman maintains her reserve until the union is ratified. The sanctified flame of a priestly figure blesses their matrimonial commencement, marking the dawn of their unified journey. Even then, a period of 3 nights elapses before the culmination of their physical union, allowing their comfort and trust to flourish. The Kama Sutra recognizes that matters of the heart are rarely straightforward. Love may not originate from childhood camaraderie, affections may be one-sided, or the call to intimacy can arrive at incongruent moments between partners. Yet, amidst this complexity, there are fragments of universal truth. Post-intimacy, the couple faces a newfound modesty, a comforting embrace, hushed and endearing exchanges into the night. These are the tender moments that reflect an eternal narrative anchored in both history and the present. Part 4. Slow and Steady. The Ancient Secret to Shared Pleasure in the Kama Sutra. Embarking on the intimate journey detailed within the Kama Sutra, one finds the section on physical union. This portion, which has achieved legendary status, is captured by Danielot under the title Amorous Advances. While some practices may seem foreign when viewed through the lens of contemporary sensibilities, the text reinforces an enduring truth. The essence of human intimacy has remained largely consistent over the centuries. For mutual gratification within the dance of intimacy, the Kama Sutra prescribes a pacing that is tender and deliberate. The central message to embrace is that, to ensure pleasure for both individuals during lovemaking, it's crucial to begin with gentle progression. Vātsyāyana posits that though men and women share parallel experiences of sensual delight, there exists a divergence, particularly due to a man's waning desire post-climax. The potential for his partner's dissatisfaction looms, an outcome Vātsyāyana notes as a misstep, potentially impeding conception. The text holds the synchronous peak of ecstasy by both parties as an ideal, though acknowledges that it isn't always realized. To ignite the flames of passion, especially within the partner who may initially be less responsive, the initial phases must be laced with patience. Sensuous kisses and exploratory caresses are not mere adornments of lovemaking, but essential ingredients. There are, according to the Kama Sutra, an impressive 64 methods to excite a lover. The guide speaks of intimate embraces that join partners in close connection, evoking the image of Reese and Sesame, with limbs woven in unity. Such embraces invite the couple to immerse in a rhythm of pressing, rubbing, and a constellation of kisses. Tender, playful, exploring. Vātsyāyana empowers the imagination to lead in these acts of desire, though he counsels mindfulness of local customs. What might be sensuous and acceptable in one locale could be considered taboo in another. It's pertinent to note that the sexual mores of Vātsyāyana's time differ from today's, with practices like biting, scratching, and even mild striking, once seen as desirable tokens of passionate encounters, often audaciously exhibited. As we forge forward in time, Cultural codes evolve, but the vibrancy of passion, the pursuit of shared ecstasy, endures as a universal quest, a thread connecting the wisdom of the Kama Sutra to the continuous weave of human desire. Part 5. Exploring the array of sexual positions in the Kama Sutra's Guide to Physical Love. Out of the many pearls of wisdom that the Kama Sutra offers, it is the section detailing sexual positions that has most captivated the world's imagination. Despite the brevity of its instructions, this chapter, paired with artistic illustrations through the ages, has enshrined the Kama Sutra's notoriety. Interestingly, while societal customs have evolved, the basic form and function of the human body have not, making this part of the text particularly relatable. Here is the vital insight. The Kama Sutra introduces an intriguing spectrum of sexual positions, ranging from the simplistic to the intricate. The scripture, penned by Vātsyāyana, maps out a variety of positions for vaginal intercourse, advocating for a spirit of sexual exploration. Take the box, for example, where the lovers may engage face-to-face either on their sides or with one partner above. When the man is positioned atop, variations can include the woman's legs being partly open, fully spread, or drawn up to her chest. Size compatibility is a recurring theme in the text, influencing the choice of positions like the box, particularly suited for men of smaller size, who might also consider enhancing pleasure with dildos. Then there's the envelopment, where the woman crosses her thighs, potentially modifying the pose by elevating her thighs, resting her legs on the man's shoulders, or pressing her feet against his chest. More advanced techniques, such as impalement, demand practice, involving alternating leg positions, while the spin challenges partners with mid-intercourse rotation. Standing positions are just as creative. A wall or pillar offers support, setting the stage for positions like the hanging, where the woman is cradled in the man's embrace, her legs extended. Alternatively, as suggested by the cow, the partner can take position behind the woman as she remains on all fours. Observing animals can spark inspiration for new, dynamic positions to experiment with. Yashodhara, a subsequent commentator, contributes his own twist, suggesting the woman straddle the man's lap, either with legs apart, termed peasant fashion, or closer together, known as city fashion. The Kama Sutra also subtly hints at the convenience of water in facilitating complex positions, though it coyly remarks that such acts are unbecoming for the decorous. Still, the text leaves respectable lovers with a diverse palette of alternatives to explore, and we shall uncover more in the continuing narrative. Part 6. Exploring the diverse spectrum of sexual expression in the Kama Sutra. Within the pages of the Kama Sutra lies a comprehensive exploration of sexual behavior, extending far beyond the basic heterosexual pairings. The manual approaches its contents with an objective lens, cataloging a vast assortment of sexual practices without imposing moral judgments or advocating specific behaviors. This mirrors its intent to serve as an exhaustive repository, though it leaves the moral implications of these practices up for interpretation. Here's a noteworthy insight. The Kama Sutra addresses a vast array of sexual practices, reflecting the diversity of human desires and behaviors. The topic of group sexual activities is broached with a note on pragmatism, suggesting that such encounters are acceptable when the women involved share mutual affection. Scenarios are also painted where multiple partners for women are not uncommon, such as within the sphere of royalty. The key message highlights: the Kama Sutra touches on a panoply of consensual sexual engagements, many of which may appear unconventional or surprising. According to Vātsyāyana, the prevalence of anal sex varied by region, being notably common in the south of India. This practice, he notes, could take place between individuals of any gender. Remarkably, he delves into how a weary male partner might find renewed pleasure through the use of a dildo employed by his female partner. Intimacy between women is also detailed within the text, including the usage of dildos, or even simply fingers. Here, An array of specialized techniques are named, such as the box, echoing its coital counterpart, and the rather ominously titled the devastator, which involves an intense application of motion. Oral sex garners a more circumspect treatment within the Kama Sutra. While acknowledged as a common practice among homosexual men, the text imparts a sense of cultural reservation toward engaging in any acts that bring sexual organs into contact with the face, citing concerns of cleanliness. Yet, the act is not entirely eschewed. Regions where it's commonplace are acknowledged, as is its practice among sex workers. The text even delineates a position dubbed the crow, where oral pleasure is mutually exchanged. Moving to solitary pleasures, the Kama Sutra makes scant references to masturbation, though it does mention its frequency among the occupants of a royal harem, driven by unmet desires. The rare mentions of male self-pleasure, referred to as seizing the lion, are accompanied by guidance for a post-activity cleansing ritual. The mention of bestiality serves as a striking reminder that the Kama Sutra is indeed a product of a vastly different temporal and cultural context, one that can sometimes sit uneasily with modern sensibilities. Part 7. The enduring narrative of passion beyond traditional marriage in the Kama Sutra. The social landscape depicted in the Kama Sutra paints a picture of marital expectations, where household duties for the wife extended from domestic chores to maintaining grace and poise. This also meant respectfully acknowledging her husband's potential choice to seek additional wives. Paralleling these marital narratives, the text doesn't shy away from revealing that both husbands and wives might find solace or excitement outside the matrimonial fold. As ancient as this text may be, one thing resonates clearly. Extramarital activities have always been a part of society's fabric. The essential message to be grasped is that in eras past, as in contemporary times, sexual relationships frequently existed outside the bonds of marriage. Vātsyāyana approaches the subject of affairs with solemnity, rooted in the calculated art of courtship and the conscious pursuit of affection. He doesn't necessarily frame these liaisons as shocking or scandalous, but presents them as natural extensions of human need and sentiment. The Kama Sutra devotes attention to the intricate roles of sexual professionals. Prostitutes and courtesans occupied varying rungs of social importance, with the latter enjoying significant esteem. Among their ranks, some might establish enduring connections with a singular partner, a dynamic mirroring the appearance of a conventional marriage, yet underscored by the transactional underpinnings of their alliance. Again, the Kama Sutra's stance is impartial, not endorsing these arrangements, but cataloguing their place in society as natural phenomena. It even extends into the realm of love potions and aphrodisiacs, sharing concoctions believed to stir affections or enhance sexual stamina. In the modern gaze, it's effortless to consider such notions with a mix of skepticism and amusement. We might even regard the Kama Sutra solely as a relic of ancient sexual culture, far removed from our own understandings and experiences. Yet it is perhaps worth considering that the Kama Sutra's continued resonance lies not in its estrangement from us, but in its familiarity. Across the bridge of time, the echoes of intimate human experiences remain recognizable. Even amidst vast societal shifts since its inception, the Kama Sutra attests that in our most private moments, we connect with a timeless human experience. Final summary. In reflecting on the essence of the Kama Sutra, we uncover a narrative that extends far beyond its reputation as a mere manual of erotic postures. This ancient text, steeped in history that stretches back nearly 2,000 years, initially served as a foundational educational guide for young adults on the precipice of matrimony. The core message one should take away is this: the Kama Sutra is a profound testament to the integral role that sensuality and eroticism play within our lives. It was crafted to enlighten its readers before they embarked on the journey of marriage, offering insights into the pursuit of erotic fulfillment and elucidating how partners might find and relate to one another. From its candid discussions on courting to its meticulous details on a myriad of sexual acts, some familiar and others quite extraordinary, the Kama Sutra forms a complex mosaic that captures the varied hues of human intimacy. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.